Welcome. Let's discuss the idea of domain and range in functions. So what exactly is a function? We can think of a function as the relationships of input and output. One way to visualize a function is to think of a function as if it was some kind of a factory. Let's call this factory f of x, which is a notation that we can use for function. And what this factory will do, we are going to plug in some value of x. We're going to have an input into the function, and then the function will get this x value, and it will produce a number. Let's call that a y value. And that's what we can refer to it as outputs. And all of the values that we can plug into the function, we will refer to them as the domain of the function. And all of the values that we get out of the function, all of the y values in our function, we are going to refer to them as the range of the function. And that is one way to visualize a function. We are plugging in x values, the function will do something with it, and then it will produce a new value, which we can refer to it as y. So let's give a concrete example. So let's say that we have a function, and let's call it 2 of x plus 1. So what will happen if we introduce the value of 1 into this function? We can plug it in here, and what the function will do, it will get the value of x, which in this case is 1, and it will give you a new value, which in this case happens to be 3. And we can call that the range of the function. If we would like to map this relationship, what we can say is that one point in the domain, it will be a value of 1, and when we plug it in 1, we obtain the value of 3. And what this function did, it matched this relationship. When we plug in the value of 1, we obtain a 3 out. Now let's plug in the value of 3. When we consider the x value of 3, we can plug it in into our function, and we can figure out what will be the output. We'll have 2 times 3 plus 1, which is equivalent to 7. So we can say that when we plug in the value of 3, the output is 7. We can say that the y value is 7. And if we would like to visualize this relationship under the domain, let's plug in the value of 3. And what we are saying is that this function connected the value of 3 with the y value of 7, which again, it is the range. Don't forget that the range are the y values and the domain are the x values. And this is not just for positive numbers. We can also plug in negative x values. Let's consider the x value of -2. Let's get this x value and plug it in into our function, and let's compute the relationship that we will have. 2, if we multiply times -2, and then we add a 1 to it, that will be equivalent to -3. So we have created a relationship. When we plug in the value of -2 into this function, the output is -3. The y value is -3. And if we would like to visualize this relationship, when we consider the point in the domain of x value being equals to -2, we were able to match it up, or we were able to create a relationship with an output. And this output was of -3. Hello. If you would like to continue learning about mathematics, you can check out the videos on the left.